Hey Mariam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Alhamdulillah. So, how did you manage to come here today?
It's like what by car?
Okay, great. So, tell me a bit about yourself, about your education and your work experience, if you have any.
No, I don't have any work experience till now, and I did my BS honor in media major
Hmm.
from Kinnaird College from Birmingham University.
All right. Now, I'm gonna start the speaking test, and in the part one, my topic of conversation would be the food and cooking. My first question is, what sorts of food do you like eating most, and why?
It's like I like to cook the food which everybody at my home gonna eat. So my first preference is my kids, and then my other family.
All right. Who normally does the cooking in your home? Why or why not?
I do because my husband loves to eat whatever I cook.
Hmm. Do you watch cookery programs on the TV? Why or why not?
No, I don't watch any such programs on the TV, but I usually watch such things on YouTube or anything like that,
All right.
which is a quick fix for me.
Okay, great. In general, do you prefer eating out or eating at home? And
Eating
why?
out.
Hmm.
For me, it's like eating out because it's a great change, and going out is like spending a quality time with family and all.
All right, that's it for the part one. For the part two, I have sent you the question already. That's in your cell phone on the WhatsApp. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute to prepare, and
Okay.
after that you would have 2 minutes to speak on that topic. All right, time's up. Before you start speaking, I want you to repeat the question, read it out louder, so that we'll get the question, then we'll move on.
Describe a house, apartment that someone you know lives in.
Hmm. Would you please also read out the sub questions?
You should say whose house apartment this is, where the house apartment is, what it looks like inside, and explain what you like or dislike about this person's house or
Apartment. All right, your 2 minutes starts now.
This house or apartment is located in phase 8 near the Broadway Road, and it belongs to Mr. Asif. So that house will be quite suitable for anybody having a family of 4 or 5 people. It can consist of like 3 bedrooms, one kitchen, and a lounge. There is a suite with the rooms have attached washrooms and a kitchen, main kitchen and a dirty kitchen, and a place for laundry is also available.
All right. Okay. Now we're moving toward the part three, and the discussion topic is different types of home. My question is, what kinds of home are most popular in your country, and why is this?
It's like a proper independent homes is like more popular, where there is no disturbance or interruption from other people, and people likes to live in such homes.
You know, in our town, in our city, nowadays it's getting very common that people are shifting from houses to the apartments, and even the constructors, they are building more of the apartments instead of building the houses. So what do you think? Is it a good thing to live in an apartment?
Yeah, for there are people living here which are not highly paid, and are having not so big families. So it's like more convenient. They are more cost effective for them.
All right, and still, people who make good money, they can live in an apartment. You must have seen that even the rich people in the world, they live in apartments. But there is another concept. They want to live in a bigger home. So even the middle class, they wants to live in a bigger home. What do you think? Living in a bigger home versus living in an apartment. What would you prefer, and why?
It's like for me, for being from upper middle class, I'll prefer my own home, not an apartment, because it's all about the privacy and the capacity available to live in, and it's like easy to, you can say, easy to use and all.
Okay. So if we compare the houses with the apartment, you would prefer to live in a house.
House.
Secondly, there are two possibilities for living in a house. Either you can buy one or you can rent one. Which one would you prefer
Buy
and
one.
why? Okay.
Okay, buy one because nowadays rents are like on the peak. Putting a huge amount of your salary and giving it to somebody is like not a piece of cake, and so I think you should go save the money and go for own house.
All right. Sure. Well, Mariam, I would rate your speaking 5 for now because the part 1 was okay. In the beginning, you even gave me, in the introduction, you gave me one word answer, like on a car.
Okay.
So, one word answers are not acceptable, always elaborate it a bit, and you need to sound confident. You are a confident speaker when it comes to the general conversation or the social conversations, but when we are sitting in an exam, so there is an exam pressure. You need to practice more of this mock test so that you will get out of this pressure and you will try to sound confident. That's exactly what I figured out when you were speaking in the part 2 because you were I mean your voice was a bit confusing. It was clearly understandable that you're confused right now and you couldn't complete your 2 minutes. So 2 minute completion, just consider that as something very important. Your examiner should ask you to stop speaking. You should not stop speaking yourself because that doesn't give a good impression to your examiner. For that, what I would suggest you is to practice part 2 speaking even for 3, 4, 5 minutes at home. So, or even during the classes, so that 2 minute speaking would not be a big deal for you. Part 3 was fine, and the 5 is just because of the part 2. If part 2 would have been different, your band would have been different as well.
Okay.
All right.
Because it's my first time.
Yeah, of course.
So
Of course. No problem. All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank
Take
you.
care.